Good evening and welcome to Northview High School here in Johns Creek, Georgia. We are on campus for our fourth and final semifinal of the day. Saturday semifinals wrapping up here with our last SELC Division I. The winner of this game between Virginia Tech and Clemson will play the championship game tomorrow at 3 o'clock versus the 16-0 South Carolina Gamecocks, who just had an impressive win. But before we talk about that one, we'll have plenty of action to talk about today as both netminders head towards their cage. For Virginia Tech in the goal, it's going to be the sophomore, number 34, Matthew Herman, out of York County, Virginia. And for the Tigers, it's going to be number 19, Jared Stapleton, the senior from Mountain, Idaho. I'm Ned Case alongside Connor Squires. Connor, we've seen a couple games that look like blowouts, got a little bit interesting, but ultimately haven't had a really close game. Hopefully we'll get one here. And it's going to get Tech to get things going.
Yeah, no real surprises today. A couple upsets yesterday, but as far as today's gone, all's been accounted for. This is really this game right here is the real question mark game. I think both teams can win this game, and we'll see what happens as Virginia Tech gets the first offensive possession of the game.
Virginia Tech comes into today's game 10-4 on the season, coming off a 12-8 win last night here at Northview against Georgia Tech. Clemson 14-2 on the year. They won last night against Florida State over at Alpharetta High School. Clemson had a 10-game winning streak going before they lost their season finale to the undefeated South Carolina Gamecocks. So they love to pick up a win here and try to get a little revenge against their in-state rival. But they'll have to get past this Hokies program that's been dominant in the SELC for the past 6 or 7 years. Virginia Tech very patient here. Minute gone. Haven't taken a shot yet. Now they're going to attack. It's 14. Matriano. Now they swing it across the other side. Looks like that's 9. Coates. Coates going to step in. Face dodge. Right hand shot. Goal. Right off the bat. Wayne Coates gets the boys going.
A good active stick followed with good active legs. Climbing his way to the crease. Strong finish to get his team on the board first here with 13:38 left in the first.
Yeah, just nice face dodge there. Great team offense. He just made the last final move to beat the goalie. So face-off again goes to Virginia Tech, this time winning by Stephen Ricci. Ricci out of Gonzaga School in Alexandria, Virginia, produced plenty of talented lacrosse players. So back into the offensive pattern here for the Hokies as they get their middies on. Now touching the ball is Danny Riley, the SELC Player of the Year.
Again, 2 good face-off wins by, Bogdan Drakovic.
It's about as well as I'll do. Backed up there by Clemson off the shot.
We're going to go with Bogdan. Bogdan wins 2, and he also won them cleanly as well. Something to keep an eye on here as Clemson gets their first offensive possession.
And Clemson's led by their freshman attackman, Garrett Brennan. 101 points on the year, 44 goals, 57 assists. He's number 46. He's hanging out at X right now. Also tied for the team lead in goals with 44, Michael Spidell. Ball comes up top, shot from the left hand, save there. That shot off the stick of number 3, Jonathan Stodert. First save for Clemson.
Wasn't too much of a test for the netminder for Virginia Tech.
So now Virginia Tech taking their time on the clear. Match feet ride out of Clemson right now. And they're going to try to get it in the corner, and that's probably the best way to beat the match feet ride. Nice job there by the Virginia Tech goalie, Herman, of really walking that ball up to make those passes as short as possible once he made a decision.
Yeah, the match feet's going to challenge the goalie. Generally teams want to do it with a less mobile goalie and a goalie that struggles to clear the ball. Looks like he answered that pretty well.
So Virginia Tech back on the offensive end. It's with Coates now. Coates had the first goal of the game. He moves it along to Adam Rankin. Virginia Tech is led by Danny Riley with 30 points on the year, 20 goals, 10 assists. And they move it backside. Riley steps in, nothing going. Trying to find room is the lefty coming off the pick. Nice look to the backside pass. Couldn't be handled. Was intended for Connor Fries. Ball's loose on the turf and picked up. Nice ground ball there by Spencer Brinnell.
Yeah, Fries' defender decided to go ahead and slide early. He found the backside of the crease for a layup. Couldn't connect. Doesn't mean you won't see that look again, though.
Ben Ursi, the midfielder, D midfielder, clears this one. Can Clemson keep it on their side to avoid the over and back? They do momentarily. Ball still on the turf. And they stay alive. Ground ball picked up there by the midfielder for Clemson. That was Andrew Steimer.
Virginia Tech coach is testing these officials early.
Here's Staymeyer. Hitches. Gets in the middle. Nothing going. Clemson will settle things down. Coming out of the box now is Brad Scheffler. So Noah Guddendorf, midfielder on the far side, but now it's with the leading point scorer, Brennan. Brennan, backhand feed, couldn't be handled, and Virginia Tech comes away with it. See if Clemson hops back in that match feet ride. And Virginia Tech successfully clears, carrying the ball and touching in the box is Rankin.
Lots of green grass here if he wants to test it. Double team.
Rankin feels it, rolls away to Riley. Riley hitches the lefty shot, score. Seems that was 47. Noah Newey on the goal there. Noah Dewey.
We'll get it straightened out, guys. But good job attacking the middle of the field. Good scoring opportunity. Great job of scraping to the middle of the field. See, getting that shooter a little bit more cage to shoot at. 2-0 Hokies.
Danny Riley gets his first of the game. Shows why he was the conference player of the year. Unassisted on that one. So 1-1, 6 minutes into this game. Ball on the turf. No possession called yet. Clemson defender gooses it away, but it'll go off his stick, and Virginia Tech will get possession.
Going to have a procedure whistle. Going to end up with Clemson. As again, down 2 very early in the game. Haven't really tested this goal yet either, have they yet, Ned? You would like to have good possessions here, but, plenty of time.
Yep. Saw one shot that was smothered by the goalkeeper, Herman. Shot was right to his feet, which is usually a relatively easy save for a confident goaltender.
Right, in this filling out process, no way to be restricted. You feel like it's your time to take to the cage. You got a matchup. Why not take it?
Dylan Raposo dodging down the alley, and that's going to be turned over. So a little bit of an unforced turnover there from Clemson.
All day we talked about the first 5 minutes of the game. Really sets the tone. Virginia Tech responding really well. Off the long bus ride, getting down here. And Clemson, a little heavy-footed, a little jittery.
Yep.
But as we've seen all day, these teams after the first 5 minutes, they settle in. They start playing the game the way they want to, and it's been a pretty good lacrosse show all day.
Stephen Ricci with it now, and they move it along to the attack. Behind with Fries, and now up to Chris Lowe. Look inside of the pole, who couldn't finish. Nice collapse defense there out of Clemson.
Talk about trusting your teammate, feeding into the long stick down on the offensive side of the field.
Driving top side, nothing doing. So now going through the substitution pattern, getting the final offensive midfielder on for the Hokies. That's 14, Gerard Martirano. And now the sophomore, Chris Lowe. They're going to get it up high to Ian Cleary for Dodge. Here goes Clary down the alley. Skipping it across to Riley. Riley wants it. Goes to his left, rolls back right. Great one more. Stepping in from 15. Nice save there by the netminder, Stapleton.
Great save by Stapleton, but on that first initial dodge, 2 Clemson players slide. Backside of the defense is in scramble mode. They're lucky to give up a 15-yard shot and a save. Goalie's going to walk it up here. Not necessarily a 10-man. Going to have to rely on these short sticks to help out the goalie and defenseman as the clock ticks.
Timer goes off. The hand count's on. They're going to be under 5 seconds here to get it in. It's not going to matter with that takeaway. And transition opportunity here for Virginia Tech if they want it. But they wisely settle things down.
Right. Anytime you get a good ride back like that, you know, you got the opportunity to get a goal and it's 6-on-6. They've had their looks. Good job of not pushing it. All 4 fast lacrosse.
Yep.
At the right opportunities.
So here goes Riley, dodging to his left, tries to get back underneath to his right. He's got 3 defenders, now runs past the 4th defender and scores. Too easy. Nobody on Clemson looked like they wanted to lay a hit on that dodge.
Danny Riley, 1, 2, 3, 4. Might as well send 5 and 6 on that. Bouncing off defenders. You can't swing the purse, especially down here in the SELC.
Yeah.
You got to put them on got to lay a body down on them.
So back-to-back goals for the SELC Player of the Year. That was just too easy. Just running through traffic, looking like U13.
Yeah, and a guy with Riley's size, you know, coming in at 6'1", 180 from Alexandria, Virginia. He's going to run through that all day long. May get a few bumps and bruises, but
won't hurt you.
Won't hurt you. Tell you what will hurt you. Getting canned.
Nice move. Another easy save there for Herman. And now they're going to quickly head out the other way. See if they can't push something fast here with Ricci. Ricci will throw it down the side.
Yeah, Guttendorf with a 6-second possession there, and guess what? Here comes another Hokies goal opportunity. Substitution game active. They got numbers. They're going to play it.
And 2-on-1, but then when they had the numbers, they subbed off one of their midfielders. So a little confusion there. I'm having a little confusion with all this orange down here, making sure I'm calling out the right rosters. Virginia Tech in the white, Clemson in the dark gray. Shot, goal. Nice move getting to the middle of the field for Virginia Tech. It's Wayne Gutzer gets his second.
Good shot location. The top net pops, but it actually is a good hard low shot. To see on your replay. 4-0 Hokies. Clemson needs life. They need a response. They need to do something. Their offense has been stagnant, impatient. It's led to 4 Hokie goals. I think 3 of them were off of turnovers.
And all 4 of them coming from 2 players. 2 from Riley, the Conference Player of the Year, and 2 from Coates, the senior out of New Jersey. Clemson gets a nice face-off win, but ball on the turf and picked up by Ricci. Ricci's got a pole out in front of him. He finds him, but no numbers here for Virginia Tech. Running in transition with the pole was Matt Finchner.
Clemson attack has got to help out this defense.
So here is Adam Rankin. Rankin splits to his left, draws the slide, rolls back. Now they're going to move it to the backside. Chance for Matt Triano to attack, but he throws it down the wing. And Virginia Tech will look to attack from X. Two-man game from behind. Pick right on GLE. Shot goal. I think they're going to call a moving screen. And I think that was probably the right call.
Yeah, feet's got to be set. We brought it up in the earlier broadcasts. Moving picks, it's kind of been a point of emphasis, especially in the earlier in the season with the officials, trying to get that right. Too many rub picks. So you got to be completely still. That's going to draw the interference flag.
Good handle there. And push in the back. No flag comes down. There it does. And Clemson will have the first man up opportunity of the game.
And a much needed one at that. I think it's the right call. It was a little bit late on the flag. But as long as they get it right, they've done a good job so far in this game. Virginia Tech has questioned a couple calls, but all in good coaching. It's going to be a 30-second man-up advantage for the Tigers.
So we'll see what Clemson can do. They need one bad here, down 4-0 with just under 4 minutes to go here in our opening quarter. Ball will start with Dylan Raposo.
Got starting at 14, two guys inside. Let's see if they wheel a guy off.
And now she's going to skip it to the back pipe. That's a nice look and hammered home. Give that goal to 21, Ryan O'Keefe. Great look from 23, Brad Scheffler. Great skip all the way across. And you can see here on our replay how many sticks that had to go through to get to the backside and then just hammer that thing home.
Yeah, quite a few. That ball had eyes. From up here, it looked like it was definitely going to get deflected and knocked down. But that's kind of a, I know where you're going to be and you know where I'm going to be. I don't need to look at you. I just need to know where you're at. Solid spot feed. And that's just trust. You see that a lot, especially in April Lacrosse, and you want these teams to be heating up, but Clemson gets themselves on the board after 4-0 goals from the Hokies.
So Clemson seeing if they can't gain some momentum, but Ricci with another ground ball. Stephen Ricci's been great so far for Virginia Tech off the ground.
Yeah, he's 6 for 6 at the face-off X right now. He may not be winning them by himself, but his face-off team, his wing play, has been great, and it's a big reason why it's 4-1 right now.
Yep. In transition, shot from the pole goes wide. That one looked like it came off the stick of Craig Burris. Clemson, the 2 seed out of the Northeast, part of the conference. Virginia Tech, the 1 seed out of the Northwest.
Yeah, and Stapleton in goal for Clemson. He hasn't really had a lot of opportunities to make a save yet. Everything's from 8 and in, dip and dunk.
First
odd man even, another opportunity in front of the crease is going to be picked up by Clemson.
And nice job tiptoeing the sideline and then having help. Pass couldn't be handled. Nice kick for Virginia Tech, but going to be picked up there by Clemson. That's 89, Ben Ursay, the freshman from Greenville, South Carolina, but then he loses it. Ball is on the turf. And finally picked up by the Hokies. That's number 7 on the far side, Zachariah Machizel. Ball attacking the backside. It's low, and he misses it. Nice save there.
I think Nathan Brown, the defenseman, junior out of Portland, Oregon, gets a piece of that. All the way from Portland, Oregon.
We've called some names from all over this country so far today. Great to see not only, these guys coming down south to school, but playing lacrosse and having a passion for it growing up in all different parts of the country. So here goes Rankin. Not much doing, but he does get a switch. See if he likes this matchup with Ursay any better. He doesn't. He just goes ahead and moves it along. Now it's Coates. Coates already got 2 goals. He draws the slide. Nice job rolling away. Good skip all the way across. Shot saved. And nice job clamping that ball down for the Tigers. Stapleton.
Stapleton, huge save there. Late in the quarter here.
Minute to go.
Saw it all the way.
Long clearing pass, but handled there by Dylan Raposo.
Yeah, no, and Clemson they're not really getting set up into their ride. It looks like Virginia Tech's doing something funky, throwing something crazy at him, but, they're sitting back in somewhat of a zone. Just got to find those shorts they can either leg it out or pass it out. So if they got to clear the ball like that, they're going to be in trouble. They're going to be in trouble tonight.
Jonathan Stodart dodges down the alley. Nothing going. Rankin watches him closely. Now they're going to attack with Ryan O'Keefe. O'Keefe had a goal just a moment ago. Feed to the inside. Quick stick save there. And loose ball situation. It's going to be picked up by Virginia Tech and just thrown to the other side of the field. Not a bad play trying to get to safety. But now you got to come up with it. And they do. So not exactly how you draw up a ground ball and a clear, but it works, and that takes us to the end of the first quarter. Pretty quick moving first quarter. Virginia Tech leads Clemson 4-1 here in our second semifinal of the SELC Division I Championships. We'll be back here on Lacrosse Fire TV in just a moment. And we're back here on Lacrosse Fire TV's coverage of the SELC Lacrosse Tournament here in Johns Creek, Georgia. We're on the campus of Northview High School, and coming out of the quarter break, we had an illegal stick on Clemson. I believe it was of the 3-minute variety, but we will double check and be sure to let you know. But it's going to be a full-time third penalty. Virginia Tech's going to have a chance to extend their lead even more.
And that is the absolute last thing you want to happen for Clemson.
So man-up opportunity. Dewey has it. Now they move it along. Now back to Dewey. Trying to skip it across. Nothing doing. Danny Riley and Dewey keep playing catch. Now they go inside. Perfectly executed. Patiently waiting for the crease to open. That shot just missed by Will Werner.
Yeah, by the pulse of this game, if Clemson can get by with, 2 goals scored against them in 3 minutes, I'd say that's a win for them at this point.
Riley steps in. Now they're thought they were gonna carry. They're staying in their 3-3 shape, and really just 2 or 3 guys touching. Ball seems to be staying on one side of the field. They go inside, and that was just kind of the simple man-up offense. Not a lot of movement. Same 3 or 4 guys touching, not making the defense rotate.
Right, they stayed in their base there. That top-down feed for anybody, especially a righty coming across his face, that's a tough play to make. You got to think with a 3-minute non-releasable, you can get a better look.
Numbers here for Clemson if they want it. Pohl should take the shot, but he doesn't. I say he should take the shot, but I don't know. I think Joe Voss, the senior, probably knows his game better than I do. And Voss smartly goes ahead and does what they do to kill off this penalty. So it looks like it's going to be at the 3-minute variety as they're still man down, and we're a minute and a half into this second quarter. So Clemson's still got a lot of work to do if they want to melt this penalty away. 90 seconds to go on it. Let's see if Virginia Tech doubles. Connor, as a coach, what's your philosophy here? Do you like to double, or do you like to have kind of just the extra free slide?
Well, it depends. It's 3 minutes, so absolutely you want to double. But if it's a 30-second or a minute, you depending on how much time has been taken off the penalty, you might just want to sit back and watch that guy come out of the box. But Virginia Tech did the right thing there. 3-minute non-reachable. Go take the ball away. Get your man-up unit back on the field.
And that's why he's the coach. Connor Squires up here in the booth with us. Virginia Tech will have about 50 seconds here left on the man-up once they get all their guys on. So still plenty of time to run through one of your sets. Just got to get organized here. Let's see if they hop back in that 3-3. They will. They get it down. And an easy look. Nobody came to pick up the shooter. And burying that one home was Connor Fries. And you'll see here on the replay, Fries catches this one and kind of is like, should I shoot? Is anybody going to step? All right, I'll shoot. And then just lasers it home.
Right, he just wasn't expecting to be open there. But one goal and a 3-minute non-releasable.
Yep.
There's still probably about 10 seconds left on this penalty. If you're Clemson, you can live with that, but
so now Clemson's going to be 2 men down for 40 seconds, and then 6-on-5 for 20 seconds. So it looked like they got Irsay for maybe a late hit on that one. They got him for unnecessary. So this faceoff is going to be a 3-on-1, and a pretty easy win there. Nice job of Dragovic throwing it back. And it's a 6-on-4 here for about 30 seconds. See what Virginia Tech does. They get it over to Coates, who's already got 2 goals tonight. Coates back to Riley. Skips it down too low. Low goes low. And save. And
what the old heave-ho there?
I was going to say, it looked like icing there. But Virginia Tech will have a chance at it with 10 seconds to go here in this 6-on-4 situation. Then they'll have about 20 seconds of 6-on-5. Nice ball fake by Riley. Steps in. What a 3-quarter bouncer. And buries it home. So 1 penalty release, but there'll still be 4 seconds left on the other. Nice job by Steve O'Hara down there making sure the officials know what the penalty situation is.
Yeah, and I understand the defense there. A long time playing man down. You just want to get it out of your end, but just as you said, that's just as good as icing in hockey. You got to run the clear, even if you're man down, especially at this level. I count that as a turnover, Ned.
Yeah, and Virginia Tech made him pay for it, burying that one home. Third of the goal for Riley. Senior midfielder came ready to play in his last semifinal game here in the SELC. (6-1), so this game's starting like many of our games so far have started, with one team jumping out to a nice big lead. We'll see if that will hold up for the remainder of this half.
Clemson's going to get the ball here as the sun starts to set and the lights start to illuminate.
And the penalty releases right on that whistle, but running themselves into a little bit of trouble is the ball, but he found a way out of it. And slowing things down now, Kevin Berger, the pole there for Clemson, got himself in a little bit of trouble, but everything turned out all right. Now Ben Irsay, that's Noah Guttendorf handles.
Ned, I'm not completely sure, but I think Guttendorf might have been the one with a 3-minute non-releasable stick penalty. He's allowed back on the field, but whoever stick that is must stay at the box and is not allowed to be touched by a Clemson player.
So we'll see if that has any effect on his game. It was either him or Dylan Rapuso. They were both in the box. I'm not sure which one of them had the stick and which one of them had the unnecessary. Now the ball's behind with the leading point scorer, Brennan. Brennan works to 5-5, tried to step away, nothing doing. And moves it along now to the far side with Moss Walliser. Moss Walliser down the right side, lowers his shoulder, runs over the slide, but the ball ends up on the turf. Virginia Tech comes up with it. That was Corey Buck with the slide and the ground ball. So Clemson into their drop back ride. Herman looking. And White did go offside, so the drop back ride gave Virginia Tech trouble. And now they'll restart it with another chance to get this lead cut down to 4.
Yeah, Virginia Tech tried to take one of the poles off just to make it a little bit easier on the clear, which a lot of teams do, but communication and execution, someone didn't do what they were supposed to do to stay on side. Good call by the ref. That's just a mental error. Something you work on every day in practice.
Here's Brennan, feeds inside. Nice check on his hands while he tried to feed, but ball still loose and taken away by Virginia Tech. That would have been a nice chance for Clemson to kind of get a junk goal there and get a little momentum, but well done by the Poles of Virginia Tech getting that ball up off the turf.
Right, it would have been nice if it would have been a good opportunity. You know, Clemson, another short possession.
Mm-hmm. So now Virginia Tech has it, settle things down in the stick of Owen Paluski.
Yeah, Virginia Tech, they look to be a talented team, but, I mean, I see the same thing in Clemson. It's just, you know, how they've started this game.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it's been, you know, quick possessions, turning into turnovers turning into goals for Virginia Tech. The 3-minute penalty, another penalty in there as well. You know, just it's got to be frustrating, but we've seen all day long. I mean, it's you know, unless there's 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter with a 6-goal lead, it's a good shot.
Yeah, Danny Riley, full head of steam coming downhill.
Yeah, I mean, no one's ever out of these games, and I highly doubt, you know, the boys at Clemson are gonna pack it in. It's way too early for that, although they are playing a lot of defense.
Here's Coates,er, who had 2 goals in that first quarter. Now they move it along. It's behind with Noah Dewey. Good ball movement here by Virginia Tech. Looks like Coates,er is going to attack down the right alley. They've been rolling back a lot. Once they draw this slide, they do it once again, but those defenders run over each other. Cuts her to the middle of the field, and that shot wide. It's the second time we've seen a poor slide angle and allowing a rollback to cause defensive mishaps. Dewey, Coates,er, steps in, save! Playing on a really high arc was Jared Stapleton on that one.
Stapleton doing his job. When you give him an opportunity, he comes through for you.
Stapleton now with 5 saves in this one. Nice deep pass there by Clemson to beat the Virginia Tech ride. They got to get a quick touch, and they do. Brennan with the ball, moves it over to Irsay. Eight minutes to go here before the half. 6-1 lead here for the Hokies. Brennan driving to his right. Nice defense there. Ball on the turf, picked up, headed the other way. That ball was put on the ground by Carter Beardsley. Picking it up and running in transition on the far side looks to be Craig Burris. Burris has a trailer. Burris steps in instead. Shot wide. Connor Fry handles here on the near side. He's checked up there by Nathan Brown.
Again, another possession by Virginia Tech, leaving the pole on the field.
Riley having his way today. Give him 4 in the first half. Danny Riley coming to play.
Fantastic goal, great shooting opportunity given to him by the LSM.
Yep.
Little pick. Even though he didn't use the pick, it created confusion, caused the defender to hesitate. Green light downhill the right side all day long. Found the far pipe. Great shot. 7-1 Hokies.
Riley came into the weekend, we mentioned 30 points on 20 goals and 10 assists. I don't have his numbers from last night, but I remember he had at least 1. And he's got 4 so far today. And we're not even to the half yet. Ground ball by Clemson off the face-off. And trying to do maybe a little too much with it. Loose ball, but picked up there by the pole. Dowling. Excuse me, that was Berger.
Got to have a flag down here. Slash. Might as well go to the cage.
Yep. And Berger didn't have anything, so smartly moves it back. And if it is a slash, and you can get a foul and one opportunity here. So big possession here for Clemson, trying to get back in this one, and that's not how they wanted that big possession to go. So we'll see what the officials call here.
It's going to be a slash on Connor Fries. And Clemson's going to talk it over.
And you know that Virginia Tech coach has got to be frustrated when those attackmen are getting penalties and offsides, those silly fouls to put your defense in a tough spot. But Clemson needing this one is going to call a timeout, making sure they got the right man up group on the field. 7-1, Hokies lead, 6:41 to go to the half. We'll be back in just a moment. We're back here. Clemson coming out of the timeout on the man advantage here for 1 minute after the slash on the attackman Dewey. So we'll see what Clemson can do. They're going to start in this 1-4 look. Ball's behind with Brennan. Now he skips it up top. Step down, righty, three-quarter. Save there. And rebound goes to Virginia Tech. And doing a nice job of finding the short stick. Nice save there by Herman.
Sorry, Ned. You just got to think you can get a better shot than that on a man-up opportunity. But also, going to have to tip it off to the Virginia Tech goalkeeper.
Yep.
Herman's been great.
But, yeah, to your point, you know, that shot, it feels like you can get, you know, within the last 10 seconds of the man up. You don't have to take it in the first 10 seconds of the man up. So, just a missed opportunity here, but Virginia Tech's going to have to run this clock out. It's Adam Rankin running with the ball, doing a nice job of avoiding the pressure. He's got help up top, and he finds it in Danny Riley. Penalties released, and Fries comes out of the box. Matchup here for Dewey with the short stick on him. He hitches, gets top side, hits the crossbar. And rebound, Rankin's going to scoop it up. And he's got the pole hounding him, so he's going to look for some help. I'd go right back to Riley with this short stick matchup. Or excuse me, Dewey.
Dewey's seeing that tonight. There's no doubt about that. I'd give it back to him, too, and he's going to go ahead and take him down the left-hand alley.
Here he goes. Shooting, rips this one to the far pipe, and scores. Noah Dewey knew he had the matchup. Just missed hitting the crossbar on the first one and buries that one.
It's a good job being a student of the game, knowing your teammates.
Yep.
Go with a hot hand. He shot that ball on a fadeaway, too. Just a great shot.
You see it there, yep.
Down his left-hand alley.
Falling away from the hashes. Great wrist strength and core strength to rip that thing back to the far pipe with that sidearm release. So it was 4-0 Virginia Tech. Clemson got one back to make it 4-1 at the end of the first quarter, and then that stick penalty, putting a man down for 3 minutes, gave up 2 goals, and Clemson just hasn't gained any momentum since. 5 minutes to go in the half here, but Clemson does win this face-off. And gets it to Ursi to slow things down. Nope, that's also wrong. That's 87, Gutendorf. Clemson's got a full roster from number 0 all the way down to number 91.
Both teams, big benches,
Mm-hmm.
big fan base, well represented in both teams. That's not a moving pick. I don't know what is.
Skip all the way across, trying to get underneath. Back to his right hand, bouncer off the pipe. That shot is going to be picked up by Clemson. That shot was taken by Moss Walliser. Looked like picking up that loose ball was Will Werner. Now they're going to sweep across the top. That's TJ Gleason with it. Gleason nowhere to go. They spin it behind. Nice ball movement. That pass intended for Moss Weisler. In and out of his stick. Ball's loose in the corner.
I really think Clemson could benefit from a timeout right now. Sporadic, all over the place, couple good looks. But you really need a goal right now if you're Clemson.
They got it in the right guy's hands. And shot goal. That's exactly what they needed. Garrett Brennan, already over 100 points on the season, adds to that total.
Brennan coming out on the right side. He thought about going one-handed here, thinks wisely of it. Then he realizes as he takes off in his arc that no defender is on his hip.
Great shot.
Right back into
Great shot from our camera. You see the shooter not only used the defender as a screen, but buried that thing off hip.
Right, he took a peek over that left shoulder and said, you know what, I think this can go. It went. Clemson gets a big goal.
Earlier, he saw him kind of try to use his defender as a screen, kind of in smaller terms, but that way Miles Thompson always does, where he's kind of looking to fade away and maybe not have as much power, but use the deception of this defender being a screen.
Right, difficult for the goalie to pick up.
So 8-2, but quickly the other way. Huge save on the doorstep. That was much needed for Clemson to have life in this one, and Stapleton stepped up big. So here's Dewey with it behind, coming off the last Virginia Tech goal. Joel Hessels comes in for his first run out of the midfield. He's going to catch it up at the 40, and he's going to give it a go down the right alley. Clemson ready to slide. They move the ball through X. They get it to the backside. Virginia Tech does a really nice job of drawing a slide and moving it to the backside.
Team philosophy, team offense. Peek, he's going to get a shot.
Coacher down the alley. Stapleton thought he had it, went off his stick and trickled in. Coacher with a hat trick today.
Yeah, that's tough for Stapleton. He did everything he was supposed to. Saved it, but it just trickles in. And the field's tilted your way. Everything goes well.
Absolutely. 9-2 the lead now. 2:40 to go before the half. And quickly Virginia Tech takes away any momentum Clemson thought they might have. Virginia Tech under the direction of head coach Tim O'Brien. He's assisted by Eric Pfeiffer. Loose ball, and the Hokies kick it forward in their direction, and now coming up with it is Stephen Ricci. I've been very impressed with Ricci's play today. Playing that short stick wing, some D-midi.
Yeah, it's not a glory position, but a very important one at that.
Absolutely. We saw how good the short sticks were for Florida Gulf Coast earlier today, helping them get a big win, playing great defense all over the field in tough matchups. And Virginia Tech just went off sides there by a step.
Bows counting. Another long Virginia Tech offense. In total control of the first half.
Ooh,
Whether you
nice.
took a look at the scoreboard or not, just watching the game, it's been very one-sided.
And Hessels loses it on the split to his left hand, but picks it up. He's got 3 Clemson defenders on him. And the high looping pass, I couldn't tell if Rankin called for a fair catch or not on that one. 90 seconds to go here in our opening half. They get the ball up top to Cleary. Ian Cleary going to give a hard dodge. The senior sweeps to his left, getting downhill. I think they're going to call up. Looks like Virginia Tech ran through the crease. So Clemson here, if they go fast, may have a 4-on-4 situation. 5-on-5, but nothing doing, so they'll slow things down. Minute 10 to go here. You mentioned Clemson does have a timeout. We'll see if they choose to use it, but they got numbers here. Chance to score, and they do. That's 21 on the goal. Ryan O'Keefe, that's his second of the day. Looked like 39. Will Werner on the assist.
Yeah, this goal starts on the other end. Connor Fries accidentally finds himself clearing through the crease. Substitution out of the box. Virginia Tech doesn't mark up. Down 7 points, you got to take that shot. Great finish by the Clemson Tiger.
Looked like that was Brennan on the assist. .103 to go here. See if Clemson can't get another one and steal that momentum. Clemson having a little success beating Herman offside hip. But then again, you're going to beat a lot of goalies in that spot. But here's a chance for Clemson. Picking up this ground ball. Gets the touch in the box. 55 seconds to go. They'll get their offensive group on the field. It's going to be Stoddard, who has the ball now. He sweeps to his left hand. Gets 2. Ball on the turf. And picks it back up. Coming on the field, Raposo. And Ryan O'Keefe with 2 goals. Also on the field, timeouts called by Clemson. Just like Connor expected to him. We'll stay here for the break. 30 seconds before the half. Connor, obviously, I think, at least from my perspective, and I would think yours, Virginia Tech's team offense has been extremely impressive. But what they've done defensively, putting the locks on Clemson, and especially on Clemson's 100-point scorer in Garrett Brennan. What have you seen out of the Hokies defense?
Yeah, Brendan's got the ball in his stick a little bit more. They rely on him a lot. When he doesn't have the ball in the stick, they're at a disadvantage. And like you said, Virginia Tech has controlled the pace. And I don't even want to say that. They probably won a little bit more face-offs. But that's not the reason why, they're up 9-3. They're controlling the ball. They're not turning the ball over. They're shooting efficiently. And they're playing good defense as well on the other end. So, you put all that together, you get 9-3. We still don't think that Clemson's out of this. We've seen it all day long that teams can scrap back.
Yep.
But, I think it's more of an execution thing for Clemson, not necessarily talent.
Clemson coming into today's game 14-2. A team that expects to win, that's playing with a lot of confidence. I think Virginia Tech just kind of jumped out here and shell-shocked them early, so we'll see if anything changes. Of course, the winner of the SELC tournaments gets an automatic bid to the national tournament with also some at-large bids available. So, again, even a team like Clemson at 14-2, maybe you bow out in the semifinals, but with the record and resume they've put together, they're going to have a chance to still get in this tournament. There's Brennan. He skips it up top. Nothing doing. Looks like Virginia Tech's out in a 3-3 zone. We'll see what Clemson does against the zone defense. 15 on the clock.
Good little alternative out of a timeout. You draw up a play for man. Can't run it against the zone.
Nice skip across. Good look. Shot just wide. But a nice look there nonetheless.
7 seconds. You still have time to dodge to the cage. You don't have to jam right away. No need to panic, and he will.
Here goes Brennan. 3, 2. Look inside. Ursi! Shot behind the back. I think it would have counted, but just missed wide. May have been better suited just burying that one with his right hand. So 9-3 after one half of Lacrosse. No flag came down to the field after that one, but I think some of the Clemson players were looking for it. So, again, halftime lead, 6 goals for the Hokies. Let's see what Clemson can do at the break, see if they can't mount a comeback like we've seen all 3 games so far today. But, again, Virginia Tech leading Clemson 9-3 here at the half. We'll be back on Lacrosse Fire TV for the second half in just about 10 minutes.
high ball game. They're working on the attack. Here he comes. Gilliam comes in. Fires that goal! Back-to-back goal for Gilliam.
Rosen wants to go early. He's got his left hand. Look inside. Middle shot goal. And the Raiders win in the third overtime.
And the Titans was cleared. Pull it up and put it into the box. Makes his people gonna go all the way. Attack right in front. Save their goal. You talked him up.
There it is. I was going to say he's going to get another one before this is over.
Welcome back to Northview High School here in Johns Creek, Georgia. Second half action, Virginia Tech leading Clemson 9-7. See what the Tigers' adjustments were made at halftime. See if they can't get back in this game 1 goal at a time. I'm Ned Case alongside Connor Squires.
How you doing, Ned?
A little out of breath running up those stairs. I got to be honest with the folks at home.
I was gonna say it. I was gonna crack the joke, but you cracked it yourself. Northview Titans get some good off-season conditioning here on these steps. I saw them heading up with about 50 seconds left. It didn't look pretty, folks.
A little too much halftime conversation came back to bite me there, but I'm back in it. Second half action. Here we go. First possession here for Clemson. Ned Case alongside Connor Squires.
Clemson's going to get this ball. They need to go quickly. Virginia Tech going to have to pressure them.
Clemson did have the last goal of the half, so despite being down 6, do take some momentum into the half and now have the ball to start the third quarter here. 1 goal at a time is all they can worry about, and they'll have a good look here, but just shot wide. So ball brought back in. Here we go. Hard dodge down the alley with O'Keefe. O'Keefe with 2 goals already today. Skip it over the top. Pass is caught and nothing doing though.
You know, you watch both these offense, Virginia Tech and Clemson. There's a shot that goes wide. It's going to stay with Clemson. The flow of Virginia Tech. It's like water when, you know, Clemson, it's a little sputtery at times. We're looking for Clemson to, you know, really sit back into their offense. They've got talented players. We've seen that.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, can they just get their look? And also, you know, I don't think we're giving up Virginia Tech's defense as they get the ball, looking for a ground ball. They're going to get it. We're not giving them enough credit. They've been fantastic. I mean, you allow 3 goals in the first half.
Yep.
You're going to win a lot of lacrosse games.
Especially against a team that's got a 100-point score like the Tigers do in Brennan. Brennan coming into the weekend with 101 points. Already has a goal and an assist today. Shot from the pole. Doesn't make it to the goal. That one off the pipe. And Clemson picks it up. So Clemson avoids a little disaster there. Chance to transition the other way. It's a pretty clean 4-on-3. They hit the point guy stepping in from 10 yards. And he a little bit high on the 7-iron there. Over the green. But Clemson will retain possession.
He should have drove, but he chipped. But they get the ball back.
Absolutely. Chance to get this lead back down to 5. As we mentioned, we've seen a handful of comebacks in the second half. Driving topside is Brennan. Not much doing. Skips it across. Now they're going to give it a go down the alley with Isle. Frank Isle sweeping to his left. Has his left hand shot. Goal. Frank Isle goes offside, and Clemson has the first goal of this second half.
Virginia Tech upset there. They wanted somebody to slide, but that's what that scrape does to you. You know, a good long possession, open it up for Clemson to get their look. That's got to be their game going forward. You can't have these quick offensive possessions. Move the ball, control clock, possess. It's only 5 goals, even though it feels like 10.
Yep.
And it just has to start with this ground ball. It can't be anything in front of that.
And again, they're having success shooting that ball offside against Herman. Herman's making a lot of saves down at his feet, stuff stick side, couple bouncers, but offside is where he seems to be struggling a little bit tonight.
And not just offside, when you're running to your left, you can get it to that right pipe.
Shooting back where the goalie came from.
As soon as that goalie takes a step with his right foot, great time to take a shot to the far pipe.
But now Virginia Tech wins that face-off, has a chance to take away any momentum. Momentum Clemson's trying to strum up here. Attacking is Coates. Coates had 2 goals in the first quarter, added a third in the second. Substitution advantage here for Clemson. Back to Coates. Coates with a great one more, and shot just wide off the stick of Fries.
Number 27, Matt Fitchner, the LSM for Virginia Tech, hanging out on offense a little bit, generates a substitution advantage. They get a good look on it.
Noah Dewey with the ball. He wants his left. He gives it over to Fries. Virginia Tech playing with the pair of lefties down on attack. A little bit of a zone look here out of Clemson. 3-3 zone. Got their short sticks up in the corners, but now Virginia Tech has them on the carousel, and what a shot by Lowe. Fantastic one more. That looked like 14. Matriano on the assist.
Breaking out the bow and arrows. That one got pinned to the top right corner. You can see on your replay. Absolutely torched the top right corner. Great shot. Gets him up 10-4. Hokies.
You got to punch that hand across the face really quick if you're going to make that save as a goalie. So the lead back to 6 after Clemson got the last of the first half and first of the second half. Virginia Tech responds. Which, if you're Virginia Tech, that's what you need to do this half. Clemson's going to, put in 1 or 2. They're going to play hard, but every time they try to get a little energy, you're going to have to take it right from them. And here they go again, winning that face-off, and we'll have fun with the name. I believe it's Drakovic who wins that one.
Bogdan.
So 6-on-6 here for the Hokies. Approaching 10 minutes to go here in our third quarter. They get the ball up top with Matriano. Matriano just had the assist on the last one. Gets to the middle of the field. That was too easy and buries it low and away. Just soft defense there. Never really putting their hands on the Dodger.
Matriano's going to come get substituted. Top of the box, just right down the middle. And
Substitution
just no help.
game.
No help, substitution. You got to have a head on a swivel if you're on defense, and communication starts with me. It's got to be the mentality. Plenty of time left here. We've seen it all day long. No matter what the score looks like.
Yep.
Teams let up early, or teams really start putting the pedal down in the metal. No game's over in the SELC.
And again, the way Georgia Tech's kind of dominated this conference the last 2 or 3 years, chance for a new champion. A lot of these guys kind of got to learn how to win. When you get up by 6 or 7 goals, how do you make that lead go to 11 or 12 instead of 3 or 4? And here goes Clemson. They're shutting off everywhere else of the pole. Had a chance, but slowed down and got the trail check. Now Virginia Tech's going the other way. Ball back on the turf. Who's going to come up with it? That should be a push in the back, and the official has it on the far side. The play on will negate that. Here's Gutendorf with it. Frank Isle plays catch with Scheffler. Here goes Brad Scheffler. He tries to sweep to the top side. Not much doing. Moves it along. Skip to the left side of the field, and they're going to hop into an invert situation here as the freshman. Scheffler likes his matchup. Drives to his right, rolls back to his left. Scheffler wanting his left hand inside roll. Nice defense there. Thrown to the ground, and Virginia Tech comes up with that ground ball, not rolling away from pressure, and it gets him in trouble now.
Virginia Tech playing a zone on backside, but they're asking their defender not to get beat. He doesn't. He also strips the ball away, creates an offensive possession for the Hokies. And again, watch this substitution game. They got the LSM in the middle.
Nice save there, headed the other way.
And they may pay for it here. 4-on-3.
They've got a man. He's got Gutendorf. If you look, he does find him. And Gutendorf didn't look like he was ready to shoot. Nice slide there. And another loose ball hold.
Quick restart.
I was just a little bit. Gutendorf was open earlier. Then by the time he got it, I wasn't sure he was ready to shoot. A little twister there out of Gutendorf, but I believe he fell in the crease. No, he got held into the crease.
Yeah, Gutendorf, I'm sorry, an odd situation.
What is he, in the printer press?
Well, in that 4-on-3, he wasn't actually set. He was substituting. He was up near the box, but the quick turnover, he had to hustle back to his lefty attack position, led to an odd 4-on-3 break.
And Clemson couldn't score, but still maintains possession here. That should be a trip. I don't know where the flag is.
It looks like their feet just got tangled up.
Trip's a trip, inadvertent or not.
Okay, Mr. Official.
So Virginia Tech here's got nothing. They'll slow things down. Oh, they do skip it across. I'm up here making assumptions. Coates are on the field along with Matriano, who's got a goal and an assist here in this third quarter, which is just under halfway finished. And the lead has been extended by Virginia Tech since the halftime break. Now the lead at 7. Dodging down the alley is Adam Rankin. Skips it all the way across. Face dodge, nothing doing. Coates has it up top. Here goes Matriano, splits to his left, looking for another goal and a save there. We got a new goalie. And the goal for Clemson, that's number 33, Patrick Kane, out of York, Pennsylvania. 5'11" sophomore makes his first save of the day. And his clearing pass a little bit behind his intended target. Here goes Rankin streaking down. Nothing doing. Good job of Clemson getting back to the hole. You see 6 Clemson defenders get in the hole there to protect the paint. Feed inside is going to trickle in. And Connor Fry is going to get credit for that goal as it went off his stick.
Yeah. I think I got him as much credit as Connor Fry on that goal. That's just unfortunate. You know, when it's going for you, it's going for you. You can see in your replay, it just deflects. And when it rains, it pours. It's kind of seemed to be the trend today.
So 12-4 for Virginia Tech. Haven't seen any Danny Riley yet for Virginia Tech, so we'll see if he's going to get any runs or if they're going to just save his legs for tomorrow when they know they'll need him against a South Carolina team who can score the rock at will.
Yeah, they're going to want to run up and down the field as well. So
when you play that later game, it's 2 hours less you got to rest up and prepare for the turnaround. Winner of this game will take on South Carolina, undefeated South Carolina in the championship game tomorrow. That's at 3 o'clock. You can catch it live here at Northview High School or watch the broadcast here on Lacrosse Fire TV. And Danny Riley is right back in the game. So that's about the third or fourth thing I said that's just been wrong so far this game. That's why I'm up here, not down on the sideline coaching these guys.
yeah, at the intermission, I saw the South Carolina Gamecocks here sitting, watch the first half. They very well could be tuning in right now.
Mm-hmm. Getting a little bit of a scout on this Virginia Tech team. The Hokies and Gamecocks haven't met this year. Rankin with the ball, nothing doing, moves it back up top. And it's Riley looking for his 5th, and there it is. Stung it up in that corner. Danny Riley, give him a nickel today.
Nothing fancy about this. It's a good, strong right-handed take. Overhand shot, as you see on your replay. Bang, top left corner.
The fundamentals of overhand, often overlooked in the game of lacrosse. So Hokies continue to extend their lead now out to 9 goals with 5:21 to go here in our third quarter. And who are you going to call it on?
That's a good question.
I think you either got to go AP or reface. It looks like they're going to go to the card for AP. And they do, and alternating possession belongs to Virginia Tech.
Yeah, it looks like Virginia Tech face-off guy is amped after that win.
Trevor Kirsch. That might be his favorite face-off win of his career.
Yeah, it looks like the sticks, either a stick broke and it got lodged in the other one, or a shooting string got caught in a sidewall. But
every now and then you see something like that. That's the first time I've ever seen it at the face-off X.
Yeah, generally that AP is logged in for a referee error, or if all three referees just honestly don't know who touched the ball last when it goes out of bounds. You don't really see it in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Hardly do you really even see it at all in a game.
Yeah, that's kind of like one of those situations of basketball where the ball gets stuck in between the rim and the backboard. So here goes Virginia Tech trying to extend this lead out to double digits. Ball picked up there by Ian Cleary. Nice defense there for Clemson. That's number 17, Spencer Brennelt. Ball on the turf and almost. Late hit called there.
Gotta call that a cross
Got
check.
a cross check, so that explains that it wasn't late, but just an illegal hit. So right after I compliment Brennel for his on-ball defense, he gets called for extending the hands on a cross check. And Virginia Tech will go on the man up. 4:03 to go here. Ball's up top with Rankin out to Dewey. Out of the 3-3 here, see if anybody carries or if they just look for some wing-to-wing skips. They wanted the inside in their earlier man up. And there's the wing-to-wing skip, but nothing doing. There's the skip down low, and Lowe buries it home. Chris Lowe with the goal. Nice look up top, looked like Adam Rankin on the assist.
Draw the defender, move the ball, find the skip, score the goal. Great man-up offense for Virginia Tech. It is 14-4, 3 minutes left in the third. Looks like Virginia Tech is starting to think about tomorrow. And the face-off will be won by Clemson.
And that's a much-needed face-off win for them. Again, kind of like we talked about in our last game with Liberty. You got a whole fourth quarter to play, so you can roll over and continue to struggle, or you can scrap and claw and do what you can do. And I fully expect this Clemson team will scrap and claw for the last 3 minutes here and all through the fourth quarter. You know, Coach Buff Grubb wouldn't have him coached up any other way. He's assisted by Scott Speidel and Ian Thompson over there on the sideline for the Tigers. Tigers with a handful of Georgia High School alum on the team. Nice save there for Virginia Tech. Credits Herman for his fifth save, but just as you go through that Clemson roster, you see schools like Lovett, you see schools like Blessed Trinity, Westminster. I believe I saw Roswell on that roster. So
you did.
So nice to see some of these boys get a chance to come home and compete again. Open.
Easy, big fella. Game's not over yet, goalie.
That would have been a fun one for sure, but getting back just in time to keep it out of the net, Matthew Herman, the sophomore. And
they going to throw?
I don't know. This
Another
is
questionable offsides call, but it looks like it's going to be a moving screen interference.
Yeah, interference
It's going to
there.
stay white.
Clemson's lucky a flag didn't come on that one. That was definitely a late hit, maybe even a little bit high with some extended hands. So we'll see how things go here. Hopefully nothing gets too chippy. Clemson was moving on that screen, but just didn't make contact, so couldn't get called for it. And that's another.
That's supposed to be a play on, but
that's the second or third time and that should be a flag for not giving them 5 yards.
Yikes.
So this is, the officials need to make sure that they they keep this game under control and don't want anything to get out of hand here. But yeah, second time we've seen an official blow dead a play on an over and back.
Hate to see it.
Yeah, new rule last year. Would hope that most of the kinks got worked out. Still working on a few this late in the season.
Right, it's been the college game for a couple though.
Mm-hmm. So here goes Virginia Tech. It's Joel Hossels. He moves it along through X. As Virginia Tech's getting a couple of their second unit attackmen in, it looks like. Number 13 was out there, as well as 39, A.J. Fromm. Although Fromm comes into today's game with 21 points on 16 goals and 5 assists, so
20 seconds left. They're going to go ahead and hold it for the last shot here. You want to go at about 15.
and that's where the clock is, and that's where they're attacked. Matriano driving downhill. Now they get it through X. Nice ball move to the backside. 7 on the clock. See if they find a skip pass to get the ball to. 3 on the clock. 2 on the clock. Nice cut there by Rankin, but couldn't be handled. And that will take us to the end of our third quarter. 45 minutes in the book. Hokies lead by 10, 14-4 over Clemson. We'll be back here on Lacrosse Fire TV for our final quarter of Semifinal Saturday. And we're back here on Lacrosse Fire TV's coverage of the 31st SELC Conference Tournament. Semifinal number 4 on the day. In our first 2 semifinals, we saw the top seeds, Florida Gulf Coast and Kennesaw State, advance. They'll be playing for the SELC Division II title tomorrow at noon. In our first Division I semifinal, right before this game, South Carolina picked up the win, knocking off Liberty. So they'll meet the winner of this game at 3 o'clock tomorrow here at Northview, and it's looking like it's going to be the Hokies unless Clemson can mount some kind of stellar comeback. That first shot off the pipe in this fourth quarter.
And Clemson's going to start the quarter off with the ball.
Showing their 2-3-1 offense, and just not a lot today from Clemson out of Garrett Brennan. I know he has, I believe, a goal and an assist or two, but it just seemed like Virginia Tech clearly had planned for him to be the guy to stop, to have the success that they want, especially on the defensive end.
Absolutely, a 100-point goal scorer. They've done a good job of containing him and really neutralizing him as well. And I think that's a big credit to the coaching staff and also the defense for executing, because we know how good of a player he is.
So invert situation here for Clemson. Well, sweeping for the left hand, nothing doing. They'll continue to carry the ball. And continue to attack the invert, left-handed sweep, top side. That was a nice looking take there from Brad Scheffler, but nothing doing. Scheffler really liked his matchup, took a whole lap around the field before he shot it. Brennan, I think, was trying to restart that one too soon. Nope, ball came on the field. Schaefer again likes his matchup. Double team coming to his back. He runs away from it and shoots that one high. Excuse me, Scheffler, not Schaefer.
Hunter Clare in goal now for Virginia Tech.
Oh, nice save there. Gets his first stop of the game. Hunter LeClaire, the freshman out of Manassas, Virginia. Nice look inside. Ball couldn't be handled, and Clemson with a nice goose headed the other way in transition. 37 with the ball. Frank Isle, he had a goal in this second half. Had the first goal of the second half to get Clemson within 5, but that's as close as they've been since they were down 5-1.
Clemson with another possession here. Trying to nip at this lead. Best done sooner rather than later.
I think I just need to see that first one go in this quarter to regain that confidence. Nice ball movement here. Step down 14. Fantastic one more, but there was a Hokie in the passing lane. I'm not sure if he thought that was one of his guys or just didn't see the defender there. And somebody on Virginia Tech had some choice words for the official, and they'll turn that ball over. So Clemson's going to try to run in transition here, and step down just missed off the stick of Garrett Brennan. And Brennan from Kensington, Massachusetts, Walter Johnson High School, just a freshman, and put up 100 points for this program. So that's something to be excited about next year, if not later this year, if they can find a way to get into the tournament from an at-large bid. Clemson drops this one. They'll finish 14-3 on the season, which certainly is nothing to be ashamed of, especially when your losses come to teams like South Carolina and Virginia Tech.
Yeah, and he's going to have to come off, too. He took a gnarly whack to the leg. There's going to be a flag down. Clemson looking to beat him on the man up.
So taking the dodge here down the alley is TJ Gleason. Now throws back. The right-hander dodging down the alley. Bouncer goes wide. That one off the stick of Moss Walliser.
So Guttendorf getting stretched out on the sideline. Hopefully it's just a cramp. They're going to work the man down without him with 11 minutes to go in this fourth quarter, down 10.
You certainly hope it's a cramp, but it's not like that's a great injury to have. That's a painful for about 2 or 3 minutes when you're just shooting pain in that leg or in that calf. But it's generally a sign of a guy who's given everything he's got. So 1-4 look here for Clemson to start this man up. And turning the corner, not dunking it home was Brennan. Nice stop again inside. Hunter LeClaire is having some early success getting in the game in this fourth quarter.
Not really sure what the call is, but it's going to be Hokie's ball. He must have called the push.
Yeah.
Even though the ball was in the goalie stick the entire time.
May have, stepped in the crease after that shot would be the only other thing I would guess. Here's Craig Burris. We've seen him on the offensive side quite a few times today with that long pole. Here's 16 in white. He even took a possession shot on purpose, I'm sure, earlier in this game. And Burris got himself in a little bit of trouble, so timeout from the Virginia Tech staff. We'll take a quick timeout with them here. 10:43 to go in our fourth quarter. Virginia Tech continues to lead Clemson by 10. We're back here for fourth quarter action. 10:43 to go here. Adam Rankin will start with the ball for Virginia Tech, and Clemson's man up, so they're showing a double or a free slide, but Rankin's going to be pretty content to just have the short sticks chase him around. Seeing some new faces, new numbers out there for Virginia Tech. The penalties released there, coming out of the box now. That's 32 in white. Chris Weston, a freshman from Roanoke, Virginia, getting his first action of the game. Also see behind the goal, 43 in white, Logan Lavalette, another freshman. Dodge here to the left, nothing doing. Pass was low, still on the ground here. Who's going to come up with it? A lot of people stabbing at it. A nice ground ball there on the sprint by the Clemson defender. That's 36, Brady Kenner. So Clemson's got a cutter, and pass was a little bit to the outside, so couldn't get a shot off, but 6-on-6 chance here. Getting the ball up top to TJ Gleason. Gleason likes his matchup, backs it up to the 40. Moves it along. Invert situation here. It's Cole Hartley. Hartley driving left, rolls back right, draws the slide, now goes back to his left. Pass too far inside, but picked up there and regained by Ben Butcher. Butcher now puts the ball on the carpet. Nice ground ball play from the pole. Playing a little bit of hockey, but comes up with it. Momentarily, and I don't think the Clemson player knows that the Virginia Tech guy didn't have the ball, so Virginia Tech will get it. I don't think that was anything too malicious, just not knowing where the ball was.
Yeah, sometimes you're riding a guy, whacking a guy, and you just don't realize he doesn't have the ball anymore.
Yep.
Literally 20 yards away from the ball, but, you know, how's he going to know if he can't see that stick? But, you know, very aggressive but, you know, controlled defensive approach from Virginia Tech all night as they jar the ball loose behind the cage and then, again, strip the guy up at the top of the box, and that's kind of just been the story all night.
Danny Riley handles here. He's got 5 goals on the afternoon. You can see why he was a first-team All-SELC selection. Approaching 8 minutes to go here in our fourth and final semifinal of the day. Championship games tomorrow, 12 o'clock, the Division II SELC title game. The Division I SELC title game will be played at 3 o'clock, both of them here at Northview High School in the stadium. If you can't make it out, you can catch it live here on Lacrosse Fire TV. Connor Squires and I will be back on the call again tomorrow. Ground ball play, whirling dervish play.
There we go.
And ball comes loose. Virginia Tech comes up with it. Clemson comes up with it. And showcasing some speed there, Spencer Brindle now finds relief in TJ Gleason. Gleason may attack early, but has a cutter. Nice look. Shot saved. And ever since coming into the game, the backup goalie, Hunter LeClaire, has been impressive. Just a freshman, 5'5", coming out of Stonewall Jackson High School. I think that may be an appropriate school name for him to have played at.
Like a brick wall.
Except a stone wall.
Well, what's harder, a stone wall or a brick wall?
Doesn't matter. We're about to find out here. Clemson's going to come down on a 3-on-2, see if Hunter LeClaire can make one more save, but he won't have to with the pass being low and a little bit behind its intended target.
How about a LeClaire wall? Seems to be the story of the second half.
Sorry to the viewers at home. Virginia Tech, skip up top, face dodge to the left hand, bouncer to the far pipe just wide. That shot off the stick of A.J. Fromm, the freshman.
So as this game starts to wind down and the Virginia Tech bench starts to clear out a little bit, it's looking more evident that South Carolina and Virginia Tech will play tomorrow at 3 o'clock for the SELC Division I Championship.
And, it seems, I would think, and it's certainly not a knock on any other program that's here this weekend, but I would say Virginia Tech and South Carolina seem to be the two most well-coached teams we saw as far as from being able to have good team offense, off-ball movement, to the clearing game, to, we like the way South Carolina used their substitution game. So, not only is it going to be high level on the field, but I think both coaches are going to have a few things up their sleeves in the game tomorrow.
Yeah, and after as Virginia Tech turns the ball over and Clemson tries to clear, I think South Carolina might have a bit of an edge. I think their athleticism showed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had to pin it, I would think they're a few goals better.
Yep.
But by no way, shape, or form is it not going to be a scrap tomorrow at 3 o'clock here on Lacrosse Fire TV.
Shot, goal, nothing but high heat from 10 yards. LeClaire not happy, but Jonathan Stoddard, the senior, buries that one in his final game. That's guaranteed. Again, we mentioned the winners of these tournaments get an automatic qualifier to the bid, or an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Teams that don't have a chance to get in with the at-large bid, Clemson will finish with a 14-3 record, which, as we mentioned, should give them a chance to get in as an at-large.
Well, absolutely. Of course, their ambitions were to win this
Right,
tournament.
absolutely.
Win this game. It's at 9 points with 5 minutes left to go. That may not be as reliant, but it's still a good team. And the selection committee is going to have their hands tied with all these great teams that are added. A lot of them being showcased here at the SELC tournament in Atlanta.
Absolutely, all 8 teams in the SELC Division I conference tournament were ranked in the top 25. So you're seeing really some of the best lacrosse that MCLA has to offer. MCLA being the premier club lacrosse association. And really gain a great steam with a lot of programs, a lot of schools that take their lacrosse serious, but maybe due to Title IX or other reasons just can't fund lacrosse as a varsity sport, but give a lot of support towards their club programs.
Yeah, and you also with some schools you see the opposite. So you got to find some sort of uniformity, whether it be to sanction Division I all the way with the NCAA, or continue to be a good solid
Lacrosse home.
Lacrosse home, which is the SELC, has been great for the past 31 years.
Absolutely.
You look down and since the 40s, Virginia Tech has had a team as they turn the ball over, going the other way. I wouldn't have thought that. I would have thought 20, 30 years pushing it. Clemson came along in 1996.
Yep.
Some of these other South SEC schools and ACC schools, they've been around for a while. So, it'll be very interesting in the next 15 years to see where that goes. I think the MCLA will always stick around.
Yep.
Whether these schools, there's always going to be club. There's always an opportunity for kids to play lacrosse for those that want to. And that's the most important thing.
Absolutely. And great to see, especially here in the Southeast with the SELC, the way the game's grown. Skip pass across the face of the cage, goes wide, turnover there for Clemson. And we touched on it earlier. Our Division II championship game, which we played at noon, will be Kennesaw State against Florida Gulf Coast. You were talking to some of those Kennesaw State players before their game, and they had a little bad blood. They really wanted to win that semifinal game and get another shot at Florida Gulf Coast, a team they lost to the last time they played. So, again, not only were both those teams dominant in their win, but just that rivalry and that competitiveness that's going to be in that game is going to be fun to watch as well.
Right, and both teams very talented as well. As Virginia Tech struggles to clear the ball here. The timer's got to be close to coming off.
Although I believe Clemson picked it up, so it might have reset the timer, and they touch it now. But, again, as we move to tomorrow, especially these Division I teams that have played 3 games in 2 days, depth and conditioning are really going to become an issue. And with both South Carolina and Virginia Tech to an extent, both of them ran 2 lines of midfielders, and that's going to be needed tomorrow. And there may even be a time, if it's a hot day, I think there may be a little rain in the forecast, where you're going to need a third line midi to go take a run, and who is more prepared to go deeper into their bench could be the difference tomorrow.
Right, and that's also trusting going into your bench as well, because you keep your top guys in.
Yep.
You're not going to last in the fourth quarter tomorrow. How you play the game today, definitely impacts Championship Sunday.
So Virginia Tech still running offense, but not attacking the goal too much. And shot goal. I was wrong once again up here in the booth today. That one from number 37, Frank Raffenhauser. So the lead back to 10 for Virginia Tech.
.140 left in this one. Continue to see new jerseys for both sides.
Mm-hmm. Face-off X, ball pops out, and Clemson's going to pick up that one. That's number 5, Matthew Fennelson, who picks up the ground ball. And a lot of new numbers out there. This is 10 with the ball, Henry Ahern. Chip Goodman gets a touch here. .54 with the rock, Alex Fitzpatrick. Driving, trying to get top side, skip across, pass just out of the reach. Like that was Alex McFarland who was trying to make that look. McFarland from Roswell, Georgia, just a town over, went to Blessed Trinity. He was a strong program in the area, dropped a tough one last night to a good GAC team.
It looks like Virginia Tech will be content
Mm-hmm.
to run this out. Well-deserved victory.
As it looks like Clemson will be too.
both teams fought really hard.
Yep. And really a great Saturday all around. I mean, we maybe didn't have the close games that we had hoped, the 1 or 2 goal games or an overtime game, but I mean, definitely a lot of excitement, a lot of scoring today. And I think if you're a fan of lacrosse, and that was a fun thing to see, teams go on runs, whether they were up by 8 goals, whether they were down by 8 goals. Kind of anybody could at any point in time put in 4 goals in 6 minutes and give themselves a chance to compete.
Right. The overall showcase today was incredible. Great job, everybody.
Yep.
And we got 2 big ones tomorrow.
Absolutely fantastic semifinal Saturday wraps up as Virginia Tech clinches their way into the championship game tomorrow against South Carolina. That's the Division I championship game. That'll be at 3 o'clock. The Division II championship game will kick off Championship Sunday with Kennesaw State taking on Florida Gulf Coast. Again, that game starts at noon. Both games here at Northview High School. If you can't make it out, you can catch the games online here on Lacrosse Fire TV. For Connor Squires, I'm Ned Case. Thanks to our entire crew today for bringing you 4 great games, replays, great angles. It was a fantastic day of lacrosse. We hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did, and we will see you tomorrow.